I'm at the Miami Yacht Show, and the boat behind me is a Majesty 100. Now, Majesties are really popular boats on Aquaholic. The 140 is the most popular video on the entire channel. So very keen to look at this one and show you what it's all about. So we're going to go on board and do all areas, but before we do, I'll just mention that there is a tender garage in here. That'll take a Williams 325, and then that launches, it slides out onto here, and that lifts it into the water, transformer style. But let's head on board and we'll work our way through every area of this boat, starting back here with this big cockpit area. Now, one thing worth pointing out is these are drop-down balconies, and the perfect example of that is on this side. You can see that one's dropped down. It just gives you a lot of extra acreage on the back of the boat. You can imagine with this one down, you can obviously walk out onto it, and that one down, it just gives you a lot more beam in this area. Let's head inside and we'll take the full tour. So this then is your main saloon. You've got these terrific floor-to-ceiling windows on either side, and then here, this is just storage. And as we head on forward, more storage on that side, of course. And then this is a really great social area all the way around here, and your dining area is up ahead of that. And in fact, you'll see there's like a feature panel on the back wall here. That splits in the center, slides out both ways, and there's a TV in behind there. So if you do want a screen in here, that's where that is. I love this feature in the ceiling, the way they've done this lighting and the way it matches that feature. That looks really good. Okay, let's crack on a bit further. In here, this is just drawers and storage for your plates and that kind of thing. Obviously for this dining area. And as we head on through here, there's yet more storage. There's a lot of storage on this boat actually, in places like this. That's a side door out onto the starboard walkway. We're going to head all the way forward and take a look at the master cabin. But before we do, there's a day heads on this level. That's in here, nice size. That's obviously there so that people can pop into there from the main saloon or the cockpit without needing to go into any cabins. And opposite then, yet more storage. Okay, so this is the master cabin. You've got a dressing area just here. Lovely view out of these big windows. And on this side is a huge walk-in closet. So you've got, again, masses of storage in places like this. So these are hanging lockers, shelves, drawers. And on this side then, yet more storage. Certainly plenty of space to put everything. And the master cabin itself, well, that's through here. And there it is. That's a really nice size. I love the way they put the lighting in here. It's all very diffused. You can see little strips of it along here. And again, you've got the big windows in here, so you've got a terrific view out of the boat. And it's the full beam of the boat, so the upper area goes across the top of this. And we'll have a look at that when we go outside. This is a nice little area just here as well for a coffee in the morning or whatever. And then in here, the ensuite. And that, of course, has a separate shower area, like that. And there's a blind that drops down so you can have some privacy there if you need it. Okay, let's go and take a look at the lower deck. And we will find that by heading back out through here and taking a little jink to the right down these stairs. So there are 4 cabins down here. The forward cabins are twins, and actually there is a Pullman berth. That's this one up here. So you have got extra sleeping if it's required. So for kids that's brilliant, because that takes this up to a 3-person cabin, and the other one is exactly the same. And of course, ensuite, that's in behind here. What a separate shower. Like so. So opposite of this one, this is pretty much the same. And again, that Pullman berth. And this, of course, is all of your hanging lockers. And then the ensuite is in here. Shower again. Tucked away at the back. Nice rainfall shower. Very nice. This is the AV equipment, of course, in behind here as well. So you've got that in there. Excellent. Okay. Now I know you're going to want to know, so I'm going to open this one. More storage. You are not short of storage on this yacht. And this is breaker panels. So that is for your circuit breakers for some of your 230 volt electrical kit, and that's fire safety equipment on that side. Excellent. Okay, so let's head back up here. The areas we haven't seen on the main deck is the galley, and that leads down to the crew quarters. So we'll take in that, and then we'll take a look at the upper deck. So for that, we head across this side and head in through here. There's another doorway here. This again takes you back out onto the side deck so the crew can come and go without going through the guest areas necessarily. And then through this door is the galley area. Very nice size. It's got Miele cooking equipment here, the hob of course, and then another one here. This is all cold storage, and then there's freezers down below that, of course, all Miele. And in fact there's more cold storage then tucked in behind here. And then this door takes us through to the crew area. So more Miele equipment. This is your washer and your dryer. And then if we head down here, this takes us down to the crew area. Now this is a pretty good size for a 100-foot yacht, because what you have, and you can see it here, are two identical cabins, both with bunk beds in. And if we go into this one, just to give you an example, wardrobe just here, and then there is the ensuite, and then that gives you then a shower area behind this curtain, so that can curtain off and keep this area dry. And as I say, the one on the other side is exactly the same. What else have we got in here? More storage, of course. Excellent. And in fact there's a plan here with all the safety equipment and so on. Okay, let's go back up here. This door's quite clever because it's the doorway into here that closes off, but also if you put it the other way, that's then storage in behind it, like so. So that's quite nifty. Good. Okay, let's come out of here, and then we'll take a turn around. Now this then takes us up to the wheelhouse and the upper deck. So this door closes so the crew can be separate if they want to be. And if we head on up through here, this then is the wheelhouse or pilot house, or the helm, call it what you will. Terrific view out through these upright windows. That's a real little ship feel with those. And you've also got space up here for crew or for guests who want to come along and see what's going on. Plenty of seating for them. And also makes that into a nice mess area for the crew as well, if they wish to use it for that. And of course all the instrumentation and engine equipment and so on is across there. But what's interesting about this yacht, it's something you don't normally see on a 100-foot yacht, is if we go up these steps here, this would normally take you up to a flybridge. On this one, it takes you up to a sky lounge. And as I say, that's something you normally wouldn't expect to see. But what's clever is, obviously you lose a bit of space out here, but you can open these doors all the way across, so that whole area there is completely open. You can also drop these side windows. So if we come around here, these are the switches over here. So you can see that one going down over on that side. And what that does, of course, with those open and these open, is it makes this into more of an outside area. So that's very clever. Let's just drop that one back up because we have the air conditioning on. There we go. And then we'll head outside and see the rest of this upper deck. So this back here then becomes another outside entertaining area. And underneath here, this is actually like a skillet under here, so you can actually cook on that. And underneath it, you've got things like your fridge, your ice maker, and obviously sink and bar area on the top. And this is interesting, they've got loose furniture out here, but you can use this for whatever you like. You see there's a big crane on the back, so if you wanted to put another tender up here, a larger tender, or you wanted to put jet skis up here, you can lift up this crane and you can use this area however you wish. But that's not the only outside entertaining area, of course. If we head on down this side, it takes us up to the front of the boat. Okay, so up here, this is taking us back past this Sky Lounge, and this one down here then is that wheelhouse area. And then at the front, there is this terrific entertaining area up on the bow. Very nice, especially for stern to berth, as we are at the minute, because of course this thing gives you an unrestricted view. Perhaps not today because we're at the boat show and there's a causeway, but you wouldn't normally have that, of course. And sunbathing ahead of that. What a great area that is. And it's full beam of the boat because we're over that master cabin that was a full beam underneath. Let's go right to the very front, have a look back. Another great little seating area here where you can tuck yourself away, and then all your anchor handling kit and so on is just here. Let's go right to the front, take a look back. There we go, look at that. Worth pointing out while we're here, that is a Golfcraft Majesty 140. That is the most popular video on Aquaholic. I videoed that down in Monaco last year, so if you've not seen that one, well worth taking a look. But we're going to carry on with this one, of course, back down this side. And then what we'll find is that there's a walkway, so we don't have to go all the way around the back and through and down. We can just go down these steps here. Takes us back to main deck level. What we'll do now is we'll head all the way back and I will show you the engine space, and there's more crew area back here as well. So this is this balcony I mentioned earlier. It's out over the side, that's very neat. We're going to head around here and we'll find a doorway over on this side, which takes us down to both the other crew area and the engine space. So this again gives you a crew mess area. And then through here, there are two berths. The top one's a Pullman berth, so it folds away a little bit like the one we saw in the cabins. And then there's a larger berth, like a double underneath. So this is probably going to be your captain's cabin, and then he'd had this maybe as his entertaining area. And as I say, you've also then got that wheelhouse area as well for the crew. And of course, there's an ensuite. That's at the back just here, with a separate rainfall shower. Very nice. That is a really decent sized cabin actually. As I say, this top one folds away. You can have this as a double, or you can have it as twins, so it's a very adaptable layout. And then also in this area, there's backup washer dryer by Miele, a small cooking area, there's storage of course in places like this. And that's a porthole in behind there, so you can get some natural light in here and there if you want to. Okay, let's go and check out these engines. This is quite interesting. Before we get into the engine room itself, this yacht has a facility to turn all of its grey water and black water, so sewage, that kind of thing, into fresh water. And that means it can access any port because there are no restrictions on it, which is a very good feature. And this is then is all electrical panels and that kind of thing. And then finally the engine room is in here. So in here, these are a pair of Caterpillar C32 1,902 horsepower diesel engines. They're giving the boat about 20 knots flat out and a cruising speed of just under 17 knots, and that'll give it about 1,500 mile range. Obviously, drop speed much further back, you'll get even further with it. But a very nice engine room, very nicely laid out. Looks really good. Generators are outboard. You can just see it in through there. There's one on that side, and there's another one then. See that fellow, this generator there as well. And if we come right through to the back, there's another route out through here, that's back up to deck level. And then underneath here, you've got things like your fuel transfers, so you can transfer fuel from different tanks. You've got pumps, you've got hydraulics, air conditioning is in here, all that kind of thing. Very nice. And that is down under the tender garage, that's why it drops down just there. Cool. Okay, so let's come back out of here. Back through this one. And what's impressive is when we close this one, that is pretty much silent now. The only fans you can hear now are the air conditioning ones up here. Okay, let's head on back up. There we go. And I think we will finish up back in here. And I'll plump for one of these very comfortable looking armchairs over on this side. So that's it, that's the Majesty 100, very impressive boat. Hope you enjoyed that tour, and as I say, there is a Majesty 140 directly behind me, that's on Aquaholic as well. I hope you enjoyed that tour. Do give it a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, and let me know what you think in the comments, and we'll look forward to catching you on the next one. And if you haven't subscribed, do please consider doing so, because we've got a lot more super yachts coming to you from the Miami Yacht Show. Catch you on the next one. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, bye bye.